What up, y'all? This is the King, and this is how villains are made. Stay locked in. Got a little bit to talk about.
Shout out to King Wayne first before I get started. Crown him. But anyway,
So yeah, y'all, what's up? I wanted to make this particular video about villains and how villains are made, how we're, and I'm saying we because people view me as a villain. It is what it is. But I wanted to give some context to like what makes people, or at least what made me this way, in the sense that people will view me as a villain. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I'm the coolest motherfucker that you could ever meet, right? You meet me and we got it at like a level where we just cordial. I'm super pleasant, super cool. I'm a very peaceful person. I want nothing but peace. I don't like drama. I don't like none of that shit. But in the event that I have to go there, or when I used to go there, because even at this point, like I find myself in situations, I'll just walk away or totally ignore them because, like, I know what my intent is, and at the end of the day, I can only go off what I know about myself versus what people try to paint me to be. It just is what it is. But I wanted to bring this up because I have a friend, a homegirl, and I talked to her yesterday, and she was telling me about some stuff she was going through. And mind you, like me, she is like one of the nicest people you'll meet, give you the shirt off her back, like that type of energy, right? And so she had been taking care of her great grandmother. Her great grandmother is 91. And I remember like her great grandmother had to move from her apartment like last year sometime to to like an assisted living home, like a place where she could be monitored more so. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? But she still got her wits about her, but she can't really move around like she needs to. She's 91, whatever. So she moved her, and then mind you, before that, she moved her from Florida up to here. Whole big thing. The whole thing is my homegirl does everything for her great grandmother. Mind you, like the great grandmother still got the grandmother alive and just different people. So it's a big family, but of course, there's always one, right? That will do everything for everybody that everybody needs. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when it's time for things to get done for you, everybody goes ghost and act like they don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, um I remember when when she moved her, I helped her. You know what I mean? But nobody else showed up, not a brother, a cousin, or nothing. I helped her move her grandmother. It was just literally me and her. I literally lifted all the furniture. She got the U-Haul. I moved all the shit, right? Just to help out. Blase, blah, this, that, and the third. I'm just trying to give you some context behind the story. So, like my homegirl has been going through some hardships, like everybody. I feel like I'm to the point where I'm realizing that if people are not like filthy rich, life is a little tricky right now for everybody because it just is what it is. It's the nature of the beast that we're dealing with. Everybody's in this cycle, and you can't make enough money because with the money you making, you're spending it just as fast as you make it because of inflation and everything that's going on. So it is what it is. Y'all know my situation and what I've been through. So I'm not trying to sit here and act as if like it ain't what it is because it absolutely is what it is for me and everybody else, or at least the people that I know. I know a lot of people that are going through some hard times, and I'm praying and hoping that they get out of them. The same as myself. It is what it is, right? But like she fell on some hard times. She like had a business. She had to close her business down. She like going through some things. But she's pushing. She's seeing some positive things happen, all that stuff. But energy is everything, right? So um I hadn't talked to her in a couple days. Like it's been a minute. I've been off doing my own thing, but we usually rap, just talk about some things. It's like this is really one of my friends, like a close friend of mine, right? And so when I spoke to her, she seemed a little down, and I'm like, what's going on? She like, just barely surviving, getting by. But she was talking about like she called her grandmother, because the grandmother got a boatload of money, and I'm not saying like a boatload, like it's because I don't know what the boatload is, but I know she got money, right? Whatever. So much so that like even one time she was in a situation when she had her business and she went to her grandma for a large sum of money. We're talking like 5 figures. And the grandmother gave it to her, and she gave it right back to her. Like that's the type of business that my homegirl had. So she literally gave it right back to her. It didn't take no time. She gave it back to her a week later, right? So even with that, she's in what would seem like good standards as far as like needing something and being able to pay it back. You know the thing about borrowing money. I guess I didn't borrow money in my day I ain't paid back. Just like people didn't borrow money from me that they ain't paid back. It's really tricky with money, right? But she paid it back, like she said she would. Mind you, on top of the fact that she takes care of this lady. So she was telling me she hit her like last week or something like that. And she was letting her know like, grandma, and this the thing, like she got access to her money too. Like she like minds all this for her grandmother because she's old. Don't ever take nothing from her, none of that type of stuff. That's just not what's going on here, right? Not at all. So, this particular, she talking to her grandmom and she like, uh, I might need you to help me with something, but I'll let you know because I may figure it out. She like me, like asking for certain people is like not a thing. You know what I mean? Like we gonna try our best to figure this shit out the best way we possibly can before we ask for anything. Like we'll be starving down on our luck and be showing up for the world like nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? That's the curse of certain people. Like that's the curse that certain ones of us have. Like we got so much pride that we will, or not even that we got so much pride. We so used to asking and people saying no that eventually you just stop asking and you figure it the fuck out the best way you can, right? It just is what it is. Because that's people love to tell you no. People, especially when they can help you, that's their favorite thing to do is tell you no when they can help you, right? But anyways, um, she said she asked the grandma, and it wasn't even like a definite. It was like I'm gonna try to figure it out, but I may need your help. So she was like, her grandma was like, okay, right? And she was like, she didn't talk to her, uh, like for a couple of days. Then the grandma tried to start calling her, blah blah blah, this that and the third. All the in between is not really important. The important part is, so she went up there to see her grandmother. Oh yeah. They were trying to get in contact with each other, but I think her grandma's phone was acting funny, whatever it was. So she just went up there to go see her grandmother, and she said when she got up that joint, she she was like standing in the hallway, and as she was standing in the hallway, she could hear her grandmother having a conversation, and her grandmother was talking about her. She was talking about how she's trying to steal my money and she ain't shit and blah blah blah, and it was like, yo, that I started laughing instantly when I heard her telling me about this. Although I know this is probably something that broke her heart, right? Because she's given all her energy that she has to give when not even having energy for herself to her old ass, decrepit ass, punk ass grandma, great grandma. That's talking about her like a dog behind her back. That was crazy, but it made me laugh because I thought about it like villain shit. Because I think about a lot of people that talk about me bad and blah 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 and say that I took, and it's like, taking is an act of a villain. And one thing about me, I am not a like in a sense a thief. Like I could be like I stole from Target, I stole from Walmart. But I'm not a thief. I've never looked at a thing like I'm a thief. People that know me know I do things out the kindness of my heart. So I started thinking about like just different situations I had been in, and it's just so many of them, more than enough that thank you that I can't even really count on my hands and all y'all hands how many situations I've been in where it's been like that. And I said to her, I'm like, so I'm laughing and I'm like, the one person that does everything, that's who she was talking about. And I said, the one person who actually had the access to steal the money. She was talking shit about you like that. And I was thinking about it from a standpoint like, no matter what you do for people, they're going to figure out a way to make you the villain. Period. Point blank. No matter they like when it doesn't go their way, or they don't want to do something for you, they villainize you in a way to try to make themselves feel better. Which I don't know if it works because I'm not even that type of person. Like I'm not gonna villainize somebody. That's just not what I do. I'm not even villainizing the enemies I have. I laugh at the motherfuckers. Like I got this stalker girl. I even think about that. I took from her. You damn right. You know why? And I'm gonna tell y'all why I take. I take because I calculate everything I've given, regardless, because it's never just a money thing, right? It's energy, it's time, it's effort, it's so many things that you put into situations that at the end of the day, things don't work out, right? And I'm all for that. But when I know you playing with me, when I know you conscious of the shit that you doing, oh, I'm gonna take it. Period, point blank. And it's going to be what it is. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not really taking anything. I'm only moving. I'm only removing myself and moving on from a situation that a person can try to look back and then demonize me for. But you can't really care about that shit. You got to be comfortable with being the villain. I was talking about the little stalker bitch. This is a little known fact about the situation because I don't talk about it, but like this is something that like a lot of people don't know about the situation because I'm not going to speak on everything I did, but I remember one time the bitch roof was leaking. Like her roof was her ceiling in her house was fucked up. I guess something was dripping from the bathroom if I remember it right, and it was fucking up her ceiling. And you know, like it's a job that you call like a contractor in to fix plumbing and all that shit. I fixed it for her. Didn't charge her. I didn't even charge her to get the parts. I paid for them out my pocket. I didn't even fuck with this girl like that. Like we was just fucking. Like I used to be like, yo, we just cool, we fucking, but like she wasn't my girl and nothing like that. I fixed the ceiling for no money. These are the things that people don't mention. They remember them. They don't forget that. They don't forget shit you do. People that act like you ain't done shit, but they ain't forgot shit you do. And this is just one of many things. I could speak of so many situations. I remember I dealt with this artist. I remember for years and years and years and years and years, this nigga wasn't worth a shit. Nigga was going to jail, blah, blah, blah. Kept his name strong. I remember one time I paid $1,700 for a trip out of my pocket for us to go to Atlanta to go to this festival to promote his his mixtape that we was putting out that I paid to put together. Like I paid for every single thing with this dude's career. Every single thing. Every single thing, right? Every single thing. This nigga, and then the crazy part is the nigga didn't even go on the trip because he got hit by a train like a dumbass. And he gets hit by the train and can't go. So then I got to take his brother. His brother don't like me at all. I guess for whatever with the situation of him, me managing him now. Brother don't like me, but the nigga still went on my dime to Atlanta. So these are the things that you got to think about. And then the nigga, like at the end of the road, tried to put it together like I took something from him. Yeah, you absolutely motherfucking right. Yeah, sure did, sure did. Because everything I invested turned to shit, and to know that that's how you really felt about me all along. Oh, you give me that. Absolutely. And fuck all y'all. That's how I felt. I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. But it's like this is how villains are made. Like people are like, and I'm using her as the example because I could use me and people be like, you biased to yourself. No, my homegirl is really one of the most genuine. Like when I was going through shit, she was there when she was like dealing with her own ship sinking. She was like making sure I was cool. She would let me stay in her basement at the time. Like I ain't had nowhere to be. Yo, she's really a genuinely great person. And for her 91-year-old great grandmother to be talking about her like that, and she better than me because she was like Jay, she was like I had to pray on it so hard. Me, I got my relationship with God, but I don't always leave everything up to Him. Sometimes I got to do my own thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to. It's just the type of person I am. Like you're not just gonna fuck with me and feel like you about to just get off scot free, and I'm be sitting there looking like a smacked ass. And I could name so many different situations. I wanted to use those two because I'm petty and I don't like them at all. So I want them to be mad that I'm even mentioning these situations, even though I'm not mentioning names. But like I said, if I know you don't like me, I'm gonna do shit to make you not like me even more. So there's that. But it was more. I'm more so like putting it out there to give you the concept that people are not just most people that become villains or most people that people look at like they like the worst people in the world. They're really not. They're really just people who are sick of life just beating up on them and people using them. And that's one thing about people. People can sense when you have that type of energy. I mean, I've dealt with it from my family. I've dealt with it from my blood brother that I used to love and admire. He was like that, a using ass nigga. Always been his whole life, right? And it's like you when you deal that like that's a trauma in itself, dealing with people that like are users and try to paint you like you becomes or you're some no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You do and do and do and do and do. And then when you stop doing, people start looking at you funny. Start laughing when they look at you funny. Yeah, it is funny. It's all a fucking joke. But yeah, y'all, like I don't know if anybody out there is going through or been through those type of situations, but at the same time, it's like you don't have to. If people not recognizing what you bring to the table, especially when you don't really have a table your goddamn self, walk away. Leave motherfuckers where they at. Cause even if your great grandmother, and this the thing, like I've dealt with family being on bullshit, like on another level. I could say I'm blessed to say that my grandmother and my mother have never been on that type of time, which is you know what I mean. Like she my homegirl's mother has passed years ago, and that's a whole nother story. But to be dealing with this from your great grandmother is crazy. Like that's like you 91 and you out here being a, like a manipulative liar is crazy, especially to the one person who really is. And I'm vouching for her, like going above and beyond for you. You know. But yeah, y'all, villains come in many shapes, sizes, and forms. They and 9 times out of 10, they not just fucking off being villains just to do it. Like I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and I was talking about like me having my felony, blah blah blah, and being a criminal. And I was like, I talk criminal shit, blah blah blah. I was like, but in the core of me, I'm not a criminal. I never been a criminal. I was like, even with my felony, it comes from a situation that like really stemmed from me being a giving person. You know what I mean? So it's like you be a giving person, that shit could bite you in the ass in so many different types of ways. So just here at Wayne University, it's always about passing knowledge and trying to teach people, you know what I mean, through situational awareness about, how you move around. Not everything. I'm not sitting here protesting like I know it all. I don't, but I done been through some shit. You know what I mean? So if you're going through similar situations, let people feel how they want to feel about you and think what they want about you. Fuck them. It is what it is. Niggas ask you for shit. Tell them no. And it's not to say tell everybody no, because I always say, I say this all the time. I say regardless, I'm still Jason. Like I'm still the same person. So you know what I mean. I'm always going to be a giver, even when I don't have nothing. I'm a giver. That's just who I am as a person, but you just change the trajectory of how you give your time and energy and your resources to people that may need them. You know what I mean? Like you just stop dealing with people who are here to waste your time. And in turn, it's like I knew with situations about how people felt about me, and I still tried to give and give and give to try to make them see that I was a different type of person. But you can't make people see that. People have to realize who you are from the jump. That's the only way they're going to appreciate you, yo. People be having this envious spirit towards you for the most asinine reasons I don't know. So be cool with being a villain to certain people, because like even it's crazy. I always say this: Hitler was a villain that we all know, but to a lot of people, he was a hero. Perspective is everything, right? I wasn't there, so I don't get to really have the fair take on which one he really was. I can only listen to what people say about the stories, but he may feel justified in the reason of what he did, and I can respect it because you know what I mean. I feel justified in the reasons of doing a lot of shit that I've done that people don't like in my life, and don't feel sorry about it. No, I don't. I'll go to the grave feeling very comfortable with some of the things I've done in life that made people frown. Because some people you're gonna make frown, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about that. Because regardless of what you do, what you give, they're gonna be mad anyway. So fuck them. But that's it, y'all. Real quick video, and it turned into 20 whole minutes. It wasn't quick at all. I was trying to be 5-10 minutes. Uh, But it's a serious subject. But if y'all know anybody going through this or like this, give them your support. And as far as you, like, do what's best for you. Always, like I say, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment if you're going through something like this. You know what I mean? Um, you know. But yeah, do you and fuck them. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Shout out to King Wayne first before I get started. Crown him. But anyway,